Welcome to Peak to Profit, where each week we share practical and tactical guidance to help you grow and run a profitable business. Hi, I'm Jennifer Drago, award-winning strategist and business coach. I help entrepreneurs and small business owners develop a laser-focused roadmap to business growth so they can earn more, work fewer hours, and amplify the impact they have in the world. This week's segment is the first in a series where we are going to explain the Peak to Profit Framework, our signature method to provide entrepreneurs with a defined roadmap, goals, and tools to implement a strategy and measure their progress along the way. The P in the PEAK framework is for planning. As you may have heard last week, I promote a vision-directed planning process whereby you create a vision narrative for your business, which becomes the destination or description of your business 3 years from now. This vision helps you determine the actions you need to undertake in the next 12 months to start moving your business forward toward that destination. So let me remind you of the sample vision narrative I shared with you last week for a fictitious business. We will use this business then to walk through the planning phase of the PEAK framework. So this is the vision narrative for Acme Digital Course Academy. So by the year 2025, 3 years from now, Acme Digital Course Academy will have over $500,000 per year in revenue from consulting, coaching, and online courses. Will be able to pay me as its CEO $150,000 a year. It will employ one full-time virtual assistant plus contracted roles for public relations, social media manager, and a video editor. It will offer one signature course and 3 spotlight courses. Those are online courses. It will have over 100,000 subscribers on its email list and across all social media platforms. It will have successfully published 1 book and have a second book deal with outline content already in process. The business will enjoy a highly productive 4-day work week and take 7 weeks off per year and have a 1-year wait list of clients who are dying to work with their CEO at $300 an hour. After you've developed your vision narrative for your business, then we're going to walk through the planning process. But if you haven't yet done that, I encourage you to grab a freebie off of our website that will help you create your vision narrative. And it's at peaktопроfit.com/F for freebie /vision. And so you can grab that worksheet and go through the 30 to 60 minute process of creating your own vision narrative for your company. The next step in the planning process is to plan the 3 to 4 areas where your strategy and effort needs to be focused in order to move you toward that vision. Remember, if you have too many priorities, you have no priorities. That's a quote from Jim Collins and in his book, Good to Great. One of the ways we move you towards success is to demand focus and simplicity in your business strategy, to be quite honest. In this example of Acme Digital Course Academy, since they're a relatively new business, they need to work on 3 strategic areas in their first year, or in their next year. First, they're going to outline and build their first course so that they can get it to market and start bringing revenue in, as we've talked previously about building out their offers. They're going to secondly focus on list building, which is building their email subscribers using valuable freebies and weekly content so that they can get up to those 100,000 subscribers over 3 years. And they're going to build their authority through public relations. That's getting print media or video media out there to showcase them as an expert, through speaking engagements, and by guesting on podcasts. And by doing this, they're building their credibility in the public eye and thereby building their audience, as well as their audience's trust factor. So we have the 3 areas that Acme Digital Course Academy is going to work on. Outlining and building their first course to get it to market, list building, which is using freebies and weekly content to build trust and build their subscriber count. And then they're going to build their authority through speaking opportunities and print media opportunities. So those are their 3 strategic areas. Now, the next step in a planning process is developing SMART goals for the next quarter for each of the 3 areas that you identified. But SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. It's a specific way of setting goals and the way that you construct your goals so that you know exactly what you want to accomplish, trying to make it as measurable as you can. We want it to be time-bound in particular also. We want it to be done by a certain time. And then it's going to be relevant to your goals. It's going to be achievable. It can't be pie in the sky because you may not be able to achieve it. And so that's what SMART stands for. So let's stick with the same example and develop our SMART goals for each of those 3 initiatives. So the first SMART goal might be finalize your signature course called Building Your List Through Social Media Visibility by December 31st, 2022. So we even gave the course a name and we said when it needed to be done by. And so looking at what might fall, so that's the goal, but then there's going to be tactics underneath that of what we need to do in terms of steps to accomplish that goal. So first we're going to have to outline the course, we're going to develop the slides, we're going to develop the workbook for each module, we have to record the course and put it on video, then we have to take those videos and those workbooks and put them on our website, we have to develop a sales page so that we can sell it, and then we have to develop a launch calendar and a strategy to actually sell the course. And we want to have it ready for sale by January of 2023. So this is a quarterly goal, and the goal together with all those tactics underneath it is going to bring a course to market by December 31st of 2022. The second SMART goal that Acme Digital Course Academy has is to add 10,000 subscribers to their email list by December 31st. So again, looking at the next quarter, their goal is to add 10,000 subscribers, and they're going to do that by developing weekly content linked to their current lead magnet or freebie. They're going to promote that weekly content on different social media platforms. They're going to conduct a 5-day challenge in November and repeat it in December to grow and build, to grow their list, but also build a wait list for their course that's going to launch in January. So those things all together are all about adding 10,000 subscribers to their email list by December 31st. So very specific, it's measurable, it's time-bound, it's achievable, and it's relevant to where they want to take their business. So that's an example of their second SMART goal. Their third SMART goal is around building authority through expert speaking and public relations opportunities. Now, you may say, well, that's not measurable and that isn't time-bound. You're right, it isn't, but the tactics underneath are going to be time-bound and measurable. So one of the ways that they're going to build that authority is by pitching 10 podcasts every single week in the new quarter, by pitching 4 speaking engagements every single week in the next quarter, and writing 1 article each week for local print media and online media. So there's 13 weeks in a quarter that we know exactly how many podcasts we have to pitch, how many speaking engagements we have to pitch, and how many articles we have to write each and every week in that quarter. So altogether, those do build into a SMART goal that is directly related to where they want to take their business to build that vision and to end up there in 3 years. So now that you have your SMART goals, so in this case, again, 3 goals, and I would really encourage you for most businesses not to have more than 3 SMART goals per quarter. But the next step is that you're going to really look at all the tasks that go into each of those SMART goals, and you're going to break that down over the next quarter. So each quarter is 13 weeks, and you're going to create a to-do list for each week in the 13 weeks of your quarter. And what that does, sounds like a lot of work, but it really isn't. And what it does that makes it so much easier for you as a business owner is it creates your quarterly roadmap. And so each week when you start your week, you know exactly the 2 to 3 tasks that you need to accomplish in that week that are going to help you achieve your quarterly goals, those SMART goals, and help move toward that 3-year vision of the business. And then you can put your blinders on and just work the plan each and every week. What's interesting about being an entrepreneur is we feel like because we have to wear all the hats, we're always overwhelmed with everything we need to do. But if you think about following this roadmap exercise and developing 3 SMART goals and then breaking those into weekly tasks each week, 2 to 3 tasks that you're going to accomplish each week, it becomes so much clearer. You know exactly what you have to focus on as your priorities, and you don't have to worry about all the many tactics that you may try, throwing spaghetti at the wall, trying different advertising means, etc., because you're simply putting your blinders on and working your own plan. So as you start working on your 13-week plan, another thing that you want to do is to make sure that you take any vacation days or holidays into account so that you can be realistic about what you're going to achieve each week. So if 1 week in the quarter you're already planning a family vacation, don't have any to-dos that week. Move them into other weeks before or after your vacation week. We want to make sure that we honor your time away from your business and the time that you're going to spend enjoying your family. So again, it may seem a bit overwhelming to plan 13 weeks of tasks, but remember, we're trying to ascertain the 2 to 3 tasks that you can complete in each of the 13 weeks that move you toward those SMART goals. And because you only have 2 or 3 tasks required each week, your plan is much more manageable and achievable. And then the magic in executing is that you will already know what you're going to accomplish each week, so you just have to set aside time to do it. And we're going to talk a lot about that next week, because the E in Peak to Profit in the PEAK framework is about executing. And so we're going to talk about setting aside your strategic time to work on those tasks each week. I'm just giving you an advanced preview of what we're going to talk about. So your action takeaway from today is to really plan your 13-week sprint. What's your next quarter going to look like? So now that you have your vision narrative, you can pick the 3 strategic areas that you want to impact. You can create goals for each of those 3 areas using the SMART format: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. You can create steps under each one of those goals so you know all the steps to get to the goal. And then you're going to then use those tactics and goals to build out your 13-week plan, having 2 to 3 tasks assigned to yourself each week. And then you're going to plan the time that you're going to spend each week to work on those tasks. I'm so excited to share the other parts of the PEAK framework with you. Again, this is our signature method for developing and implementing your laser-focused strategy to guide your business growth. So I will see you next week for part 2 of our 4-week series. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Bye for now.